Priestess
Hello,
came.
hello, and welcome to the Spiritual Reality Show. Welcome, Janet.
Hello.
It's so wonderful
Hi,
to see you.
Vivica.
I missed you.
I know I missed you too. It's been quite a while. We've had a little bit of a hiatus and some of it we chose and some of it we didn't.
That's life, right? So I
Yes,
wanted
we
just
we
to
we are
dive into the
very
top. Yeah, I just wanted to
we,
dive into the topic, Janet, because this is such an important topic, and I feel it's even more important for me personally this week than ever before because I've really, really had a challenging time and standing in your power is
oh,
so essential. So, would you please pull a card and help us ground and then we'll get started?
yes. I pulled the card of Spirit Priestess just as the countdown clock was going, and I can see my own picture is
Okay,
very
it's
fuzzy. I'll ask
blurry.
me or
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so
I
let's
can
do a
see up close.
clearing first before we do the
Yeah,
card.
let's do that.
Would you
Because
do
we've
that?
had all kinds of things in our way. Yep. All right. So everybody, please put your feet in the ground. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose, down into your belly, and out your mouth. So do that now. And then take another breath in through the nose, down and out your mouth. And then one more down into your belly and blow it out. And I want you to visualize going down your legs, those beautiful crystalline roots of light. And this is our own beautiful divine light going down our legs and going into the earth and being connected with that, going down towards that giant golden crystal that I see is the heart of Mother Gaia. And I know that I've seen in so many different ways that this is very, very true. So send those roots of light down to that crystal, surround her, wrap them around her. You can plant them next to her, and those roots will spread out and connect with her, and she will reach out to you. So now that we're connected, Mother Gaia is going to send up her fantastically beautiful, unconditional love, which is so needed right now. And so she's sending that up through those our roots of light, sending them right back up through our roots, coming up through the bottom of our feet, coming into our legs, up into our belly, up into our chest, through our arms, up into our neck, and then up through our head. And then see that beam of light go right out through the crown of your head. Send it out through the roof of your house or wherever you are. Send it out into the skies. Now keep sending it way out into the galaxy. You're going to go so far out. You're going to be seeing those beautiful stars in that beautiful purple universe. And then see one star twinkling brightest at you. Send that beam to that star and connect with it and become one. And again, you're connecting with your soul family. And sometimes we don't do it, we forget. And so this is a great time to just consciously connect with them and know that they're there for you whenever times of need. Ask them to help you. Be very clear and specific, and make your intention very clear that they can help you, because that's what they're there for. So now we're going to send our beam of light to the central sun, which is our portal to the other galaxies. And the sun itself has beings living on it. I don't know if you're aware of that, but they are there too. And they're all of the higher dimensions helping us. So now that sun is going to send down its beautiful silvery crystalline light. It's a cosmic flush coming down towards the earth, coming back towards where you live, coming in through the roof of your house, coming in through your crown very gently and lovingly. It's going to enter your crown. It's going to flow around your body like the figure eight, that infinity sign, picking up any low or dense energies, anything you've had enough of, like, I'm done with this. I'm done with being impatient. I'm done with being angry at this person. I'm just done with being angry at myself. Whatever it is going on, and just ask it to be removed. Let it flow into those waters. And now those waters are flowing down our legs and back down and out our feet and down towards that giant crystal. And surrounding it is that beautiful ring of light. Send that energy, that stuck old stuff into there. It'll burn up and be transmuted into light. And now put your hands on your heart. So when you connect to your heart, this is our beautiful grounding moment. We forget that this heart is our true connection to everything. So when we connect to our heart, we are connecting to all our soul family, source light, because we are source. We're sparks of source. This energy of the source light is of the unconditional love, forever there for us. Now it's flowing forward, coming in to forward in the front of your heart, flowing out. This liquid golden light is flowing into your cells, filling you up, making you feel that beautiful love and nurturing, that hug that you felt when your mom hugged you when you were very, very young, and you needed that safety and that security. This is what we're getting right now, that beautiful nurturing hug, and that energy, that golden light is flowing around us and flowing outside our body and creating that beautiful egg of light, which is our sacred space. It's our protected space that we've created for ourselves here, and you can create it anytime. And now I always ask for the intentions that we have for this session. And Vibeke, what is your intention?
To stand in my power.
Mm, yes. And my intention is also to do the same and also to bring through whatever, we really need some deep messages today. So I'm asking for our highest guides to come through. Only the highest guides to come through. Anyone else that's hanging on that isn't meant to be here, you are asked to leave now. You are not invited. You are not part of this group. And just we're asking for the highest energies and the highest beings of light to be here today. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to ask them to step back and stay in the group with us and slowly take a breath in. Come back into your body and slowly open your eyes.
Mm.
And now we're back.
Oh, that was beautiful. I needed that. I really.
Yeah, I did too. It's so good when we take those times because, I'll do quick things, but this one is always one of my favorites. It just always brings that space.
I
It
just want to
creates that
share
beautiful.
something, Janet, because, like I
Go
said,
ahead.
I had some difficult times,
Oh, yes, we
really
are.
times, but, or should I say, challenging times, something new that I've never experienced before. And being on my own in dealing with it, it's been challenging. And I've done the grounding exercises and the release exercises, and to protect my light and to remove any implants, residue, low vibration, frequency through dimensions, through frequencies, through past, now, and future. Really, every single day, I've done like an hour, seriously, an hour of cleansing, to be able to
Mhm.
stand in my power and to deal with the human turbulence of emotions when things are, when emotions are running high. Like I've been extremely sad. I've been extremely fearful. I've been extremely angry. I mean, seriously angry. Like I actually spoke to a police officer because I had to go to the police station, and he said, "You go out there and you knock on that pillow and you scream and you just get it out." And I was like, "Yeah, that's the best thing I can do right now because I'm still doing the energy work, but my power. I've raised my power. I've been doing this work for so long, so." When something feels like it's about to take over your life, and it's dark energies, and you're thinking, okay, I cannot, you know you
Allow it.
react. I mean, the energy of what I've created, based on what I've been doing, the spiritual work for so long, that energy, I really needed to release that. So I've been not only doing
Mm,
that, but I've had to actually get the energy out through exercise, through, different techniques that I
physical.
haven't even,
It
yeah,
means.
physical. Yeah. So standing in your power has really been the core message for me every single day as I stand in your power. Do not allow low vibrations to take over and dim your light. You stand in your power. And that's why I think it's so important, especially in these times when there's so much energy, which is unstable because
Mm.
there's a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, maybe not a lot of fear like we used to have when the pandemic came, but there's
Oh,
a
there's
lot of
hope of it.
uncertainty.
No, it's still around.
Yeah. So it's,
Yep, that's for
so
sure.
now that I've said that, I just wanted to share that when you invited higher beings in, I haven't channeled. I channel a group uh, that's called, or that comes through the GTS, which is called the Galactic Traveling System. I haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
those energies. They are from a different galaxy, um,
Mm-hmm.
and they're called Stargazer, Nova, and Estella. That's what they told me when I first started to channel them. Have not had any contact with them for a long time, until this time when this happened and I had to stand in my power. They were back and they were in my field. And I was thinking, since we're having some lag or some issues with the image, sometimes they cause that by their presence because they are,
Ah,
yeah,
interesting.
I've experienced that before. I'm not saying it is, but I feel their presence. So I know they're here.
I think you're
And
right. I feel
and
that
when
I get
you
chills on that.
yeah, and when you spoke, they came forward and they told me, because I just figure out that I'm from the Triangulum galaxy, my soul, and that's where Tresna Imperium is, and that's where I'm
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
carrying a lot of soul um, soul parts from. That's
Fragment.
kind of part of my
Yeah.
mission here. So I could kind of feel their presence, if
Mm.
you wish. And so now they're saying that we are so much more open and into
Mm.
to those vibrations than we've ever been before. And so
Yeah.
that's why also this is happening. And they're saying, we're here to protect you, we're here to take care of you. Just
Mm-hmm.
trust that
Yes.
for the highest good. And I'm thinking that my job as a human being, a soul having a human experience, is to stand in my power and allow that to happen. Unless I stand in my power, I will sabotage that opportunity to be guided. And so,
Right.
yeah.
Right. And so when you say stand in your power, explain that to people. How does that, what does that mean to you? Because that used to always like stop me, go like, what do they mean stand in your power? Because
Yeah.
power is sort of like a positive and yet a negative word. You know what I mean?
I think that I used to think so as well, that that could be
Yeah. Isn't
defined as
that
a,
interesting?
from a human perspective, because power has
Mm-hmm.
been misused. The human beings have used
Exactly.
power
Yeah.
to take and to control and to take power
Mm-hmm.
of others. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the
Right.
authentic self, your soul self, knowing who you
Mm-hmm.
are and bringing that, all those soul resources, and activating that within your core being, and accepting that you are here on this earth as a soul for a purpose. And even though you do not know or see clearly what that is at this very moment, that you accept
Yeah.
it. So the acceptance
Mm-hmm.
of that you are more than the human, in that there is power. So as soon as you accept yourself and your journey as a human being, as a soul, as a divine essence, that's when the power, you can feel it. So when I speak, like you said, I get goosebumps, right? When I stand in my
Yeah.
power and I use my power, I have goosebumps all the time. I make myself feel goosebumps.
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
power, because I know I'm speaking the
Mhm.
truth, and nothing or
Exactly.
nobody can tell me different. That's,
I
to
feel the
me,
same
power.
way. That's a beautiful explanation. That was really beautiful because I know people go, "What does that mean, standing in power?" Because I that was my thought. Like in the early 2000s, when I was really in the huge wake up, like 1999 was when mine started. I just kept hearing, "Oh, you're very powerful." I'm like, "But what does that mean?" I didn't feel powerful at all.
No,
It's like, what?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think a
I
lot of
was like, "Well,
people,
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, why am I powerful?" Well, of course, we've learned that we are spiritual beings in a human body, but like you said, I love that you said that we're spiritual beings, but we're human beings first. When you accept we're human,
yeah,
and yet we're also divine beings, and
yes,
that we are limitless beings. I mean, that's why people are so afraid of death. They're afraid that death is going to be the end of all of this, where death is not at all. Like it's taken me this long to even get to that process of understanding what that death is. A beautiful process. It's just a transition out of the body, out of the human meat suit, like I like to call it,
yeah,
and into your divine essence, which is who we truly are. That's what we will be always, forever, and will never end. We never end, just like source, we never end. But we will end this journey in this life. We will end, you know, as people know us in this life, in this persona, who we are, it'll end. But yet, when we accept that power, like you're saying, that beautiful owning of it. Like I always call it, my show was called Own Your Divine Light,
Yeah.
which was really owning your own power. So when you own your divine light, it was to me meaning the same thing as you're saying, owning your own power. And that was the divinity that we are divine beings in this human experience. And so that takes so much from people to understand because we've been so pushed down. We've been so told that we need, intermediaries to help us connect with source. We need all kinds of other people to help us. We need a government to guide us and lead us and blah, blah, blah. We need doctors and we need, ministers and priests and rabbis and whatever the hell it is out there. We need all these beings. We really don't. The
No.
ancient ways was everyone trusted. They were trusting in their divine essence. They trusted their guidance because they were in so much light. I mean, obviously we've been veiled and we had to come in with this veil of forgetfulness, which we've had to like cut off and loosen. And I always call it like a shroud, when I did healings all the time, I would take off like a shroud off of people. It was like this netting. I could literally see it as that. And so when I removed it, so much opened up for these people. I mean, it's just that's the way I always saw it. And so now this is what we've let go of. So many of us have let go of that, but yet we're constantly being tested. I mean, this is such a learning school. It's such a testing ground. It's exhausting. We can admit that it's exhausting.
And these 2 weeks has been like running a marathon or several marathons. It's been
Right, right. And
crazy.
they'll hit you in all your vulnerable places.
Yeah.
It'll be your money, your career, your relationships, whatever it
And
is going on with you that is your softest point, your most vulnerable point
yeah,
is where that comes right in, zeroes in on you.
yeah.
Can you handle this?
Yep.
So
You're
this is
so
what
right.
we're
That's
getting
how it
right now.
works. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
I want to say that it's so amazing to experience that all that spiritual work and the trusting and allowing the guidance of spirit and being that channel
Mhm.
and doing this work for so long. When this really, when this happened, if I hadn't been doing this, if I had not been in contact with my soul, I would
Oh,
not be sitting.
absolutely.
I mean, I would not come through this on a healthy way. Now I can still feel angry,
Yeah, and
vulnerable,
standing on
sad,
your own feet. You would
but
have been
I
you
feel
would have
my power. Like everybody said, you're
yes.
so strong. Even the police said, "Wow,
Mm,
you're so strong." And I go, "Well, yeah. I mean, these energies are not going to win. I mean, this too shall pass. But I have to make sure
exactly.
that I learn what I'm supposed to learn, that I protect what is mine,
Absolutely.
and clean and purify and just do it
Mm,
and bring that love into everything. That's why it's so important for me to release the anger, the human aspect of being afraid and the lower
yeah.
vibrations. So when I deal with the issue, I am standing in my
Huh.
power, and I know that that's how things will unfold. So I just got love from Norway, from Janne. So I love, thank you, Janne, for being here. And I want to ask
Um,
everyone watching, what is keeping you, if there is something keeping you from standing in your power? What is it? I would love to see that in the chat. Right? What is keeping you from standing in your power? We want to help you. We want you to stand in your power. And imagine if everyone would stand in their power, what would change in our world, in our life, in our communities?
mhm.
So, what
Yeah,
is
it
keeping
was so
you from
interesting.
standing right in the chat, please? I would love to hear that.
And I think I shared before that I had a guide come through when I had a reading with a good friend of ours, and she said this guide is coming through and telling you thank you for your perseverance. And honestly, that gave me so much hope when this guide said that because she was an Arcturian priestess and I had no idea I was connected. I'm connected to them, I gather, because I didn't know that. So that was like, oh my gosh, I needed it so bad because I've been this year's been a tough year for me too, because just in general, debating what do I want to do? Am I going to go forward with staying out as a visible to public and things like that? What do I want to do? And I've slowed myself down this year just because I needed it. But I love that we do this. Is so important to me that we're bringing this to people because we're sharing our journey, and we're also letting people know that we can get through this because we keep pushing through these things. We have resilience when we stand in our power, as you keep saying. It's so important, and it's learning that we're so much stronger than we think, and we can get through anything. And my motto has always been never give up.
Mm,
Never give up.
you're
I've said
right.
that everywhere. And, I have it in my healing room. I always say it to myself, never give up. They've tried so long to push you out of this work, like to keep doubting yourself and I'm not good enough. I don't know enough. I'm not, seen enough. I don't, blah, blah, blah. And, we never think we're enough. We've been told that from the day one anyway, as children. We've been told by the religions we're not good enough. We sin. We got to say, Hail Marys, our fathers, whatever it is your religion is, to get those washed away. Kids are never born with sin because we're beautiful souls. We're pure souls, beings of light. That whole thing just blows my mind when I think about how I bought that. I literally believed that when I was growing up because I thought I was not such a good person because of that sin. What
Yeah.
is sin? There's no such thing.
Mm,
It's just a learning. There is no, I mean, you can hurt somebody, but as you know, source doesn't judge. Source will forgive everything, no matter what you've done. I mean, that sounds rough. I mean, and it can be because it's an unconditional love, just like, your parents. I mean, most parents, not everybody, I could probably say, but I would say most parents, have unconditional love. Most, but I don't know where I was going with that, but the whole thing was that it's taken us so long to keep on the path, to stay in this spiritual work, because we know we're here for a reason. We know we were sent here to help people through this. We have to get through it ourselves because we have to be the examples that help others get through it because we are also going through the same things. We're not doing anything different than anyone else is doing. We're all going through stuff,
yes. We've
bad,
got
good,
some
horrible.
information, Janet. Should we help?
Sure.
Yeah, so we make sure that we, let's see, here we
I can't.
go.
Oh, there
So,
you go.
fear
Let's see.
from being rejected, judged, misunderstood, outcasted, and ridiculed. You know what? I can I really feel when I read that message that that resonates very much with the feminine energy and how we've been like suppressed in so many lifetimes, and it's like it's the last, we're moving into, the divine feminine. We're taking over a femininity, and getting to know that part is very scary. I know because I'm very masculine in my energy. So we've been talking about this, Janet, how to embrace your
Mhm.
femininity, and to,
Yeah.
because you really need that to be that light, that power, because it is the love, the unconditional love. It is the um, empathy and all that, the positivity that we bring as to the human experience, that is the feminine. And so we need all that within ourselves. And to let go of fear, we need to work on finding what's the difference? What do you want to feel instead of rejected? Get that word. And when you have that different word, you look at that word and you say, okay, I'm redefining that. I'm taking responsibility. I'm looking at the word, but I'm putting new energy
Mhm.
into that word. I am now
Yeah.
making that word mine with the energy of what you want. We are so trained to look at what's not working in our life, our limiting beliefs, our limiting minds. I mean, that's how we've been trained. We've been trained to
Well,
be
I think it's
suppressed.
because of the fear. I think it's because
Yes,
it's fear-based.
yes, it is.
It's
So,
all the fear-based stuff that we're fed on mainstream everything.
mm.
And so
So
if you're gonna
to
watch a lot of mainstream, I would tell yourself to step away. Go ahead, finish your thought.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say for her specifically, take those words and define them. Put it in a sheet of paper. I'm very structured like that. I like, okay, so what you already
Mhm.
done it. So rejection, judged, misunderstood, outcasted, ridiculous.
You did great.
And
Yeah.
then looking at where does that come from? And because it's not only yours. I see this
Yeah.
all the time. I'm reading this as we're doing. I'm getting messages from Gloria. And she
Mhm.
says that the femininity, as we are coming here as the strong feminine power. And we are now having to deal with all these issues to rise, to stand in our power, to take that power back, and to lift and to evolve as humans and expand as souls. So we need to look at what's limiting us. What is this fear? Is it only mine or is it others? In your case, or Eva Maria, it's not only yours, it's adopted or imprinted. And so we have to look at
Yeah.
how do you can get help to release those imprints, those adopted um, patterns
Yes.
that's not working for you. But you have to take the words and look at what do you want to feel, because you need to tell your brain what you want. So make sure, yeah, you
And I
have,
think
yeah, go ahead.
that, well, what I was going to share is, this whole experience we've gone through for the past 2.5 years has really brought those words right to the forefront in our lives. It's stuck them right in our face, going, okay, if this is what's bothering you, deal with it. You got to deal with this stuff because this is the shadow. This is the shadow work we talk about. The shadow work is so important to embrace it. All right, we've all been through rejected. Oh my God, I can't tell you how many times I've been rejected in my life. I was rejected during this whole 2.5 years by family members in such a big way. It was really hard, but I stuck with my own beliefs and I never swayed. And guess what? They came around. They allowed me to start being around them again, but
Mm,
I would not give in. And I said, if this is what it takes, if it takes me not being with you for the rest of my life, I'm going to choose it because I had to get to that point where it didn't matter life or death, it didn't matter.
mm,
I had to make my own firm choice. I've been sober for 30 years, right? When
mm,
I got sober, they said to me, life or death. You can die if you go back and drink again. And I'm like, I don't want to die. I want to be here for my children, my family, my grandkids, whenever they come up. So I would say to my husband, if this marriage doesn't last, life or death, I'm going to stay, I'm going to be living, honey,
yeah,
whatever it takes. And
yeah,
so I had to commit to myself. I had to commit no matter how damn hard it is. And I know how hard it is, Eve. I know how hard this is. When we're rejected, it hurts like hell. It hurts. But you know what? You have to be in such a firm belief that what you're saying that they're rejecting, if you believe in it that fully in your heart, and you've got to go into your heart and truly connect with it and work through all the ifs, ands, buts, and doubts about it, and then decide, is this what I want? Is this worth it to me? Because then you can stand there and know you're okay.
mm,
Then you can stand there and you'll be okay with it. If they judge you, you know how many people I've been judged by? Everybody I know has judged me because I'm the only one who doesn't do what they all do and understood. Nobody ever understands what I do because they can't connect with the spiritual energy that I work with. And
let's
so it's
let's be
interesting.
honest.
I'm just putting out my
Yeah,
own experience so
yeah,
that you know how hard it is for everyone. And Eve, if you really, when we finally decide we don't care what other people think of us anymore, that's when you break through that huge mold that we've been put in and you're free. You're free.
mm,
And I know I've broken it. I don't know if I've completely abolished it, but I know like this time we've been in right now has allowed me to look at myself and go, God, you actually did that. I can't believe you got through that and you allowed it. You totally stood in your own power and said, I am not changing what I decided. And I stood by it. And everyone has all capitulated. I mean, in a way, they've all said, well, okay, I guess she can come around now. It's so interesting. So you have to make a decision. You have to be so strong in yourself. And I know it's not easy, but if you have some people around you that feel similar to you, keep sharing with them. Keep going, being and get a crowd of people around you. Look at who's around you. If they aren't working with you, if they're not saying positive things to you, let them go. I have lost this year, finally, some really dear friends I've had for 18, 20 years. They've just dropped off. And you know what? I was saying, do I miss it? But I didn't miss the energy it was bringing me. I didn't miss it. And I'm grateful. And I'm grateful for the time we had together. But we outgrow relationships. We outgrow belief systems. We outgrow so many things. That's what this whole period we've been going through is allowing us to grow up and be responsible, just like Viveka said. So it's hard to grow up. Who the hell likes it? I remember thinking as a little kid, I wanted to be an adult. I can't wait to grow up. Holy hell, I was an adult already as a child because I was my mother's confidant and everything else. So you know what? You have to stand so strong now, but get through the vulnerable parts, cry about it, beat the pillows like Vivica was told. I used to tell people, take a plastic baseball bat and get that pillow, put a picture of the person you don't like on it, and beat the heck out of it. And do it in a place where no one's around to stop you so that people can't go, oh, you can't do that. Do it when nobody's in the house, or go rent a space and do it on your own, whatever you got to do. It's just it's so much time. It's the time to release. This is it. We're in this huge ascension window, so whatever you're saying must be right up in your face, because we're in this ascension window. Do you want it or do you not? So you've got these, I mean, and it's, I'm not being hard. This isn't tough love, really. This is just unconditional love, saying that this is what it can take, and it's hard, and we know.
What all we're actually saying is, look at, you have to transmute that energy. You have to transform it to a new vibration. That's it. And I know it sounds maybe simple when I say it like that, but it is really true. Everything is an illusion. It's created by our ego. So if you know that, okay, I'm creating my emotions right now, I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying if there's energy in the past, you'll still relive the past. So you have to let go through releasing that energy that is stuck on your timeline, if you wish. And so when I got this message from Gloria, I know
Or
that
even
there
come to
are
terms
things.
with it. Come to
Yeah,
terms with it.
the thing is, it is from also from generations. I mean, there's a line, an ancestral line, I think what you call it in English. So if you look at that and see how the
Yes.
feminine part has been neglected or suppressed in that, and find out the power that will give you, it will, there's a reason for you experiencing this your whole life, right? So
Hmm.
look at your life and say, okay, so what's the purpose for me? How can I transmute this? What do I want? What can I find? How can I find my way out of this? Just shift the way you look at it. Instead of saying, oh, I'm so afraid, I feel so rejected. No, what do I want to feel? And how can I prove to myself? Because remember, motion is energy. So, how can I prove it? I have to challenge myself. I have to try, do small things, small steps. And when you get going, you will see that it's not so scary outside the comfort zone. And that's when you start seeing that, ooh, I am releasing things. I am letting go. I am getting new insight, new experiences. And that is uplifting. It's positivity. It's growth. It's evolving. It's
Yes.
expansion.
Yes.
So it's just the small steps. I just wanted to share that.
Yes. And I love how you said that. I know that Vivica softened what I said, because I know I was really passionate what I was saying. But I want to, what was I going to say? I had a great thought. Um, maybe it wasn't important because I can't remember now. Okay, I'm not going to look for it.
Okay,
It's
so
not
there's
there
another
anymore.
one.
But
Okay, so this
I
is
do love what you said. Yeah. What is?
okay. So it's in Norwegian, as Janet. So you might not understand it. It says,
Yep. So what does
"I'm
it mean?
too tired to stand in my own power." So tired is again because you're suppressing your own power. There's something that you're holding
Mm,
down, and you are using all your energy of keeping yourself stuck. That's pretty hard to
yes.
swallow when you think you've done everything. I've been there. I know. So it's different of being emotionally drained or physical tired. I mean, there's
I
differences.
think she's both. I think she's both. I think it's the emotional draining of this whole past 2.5 years. It culminates in everything that's drained you your whole life. Like, it's really come to a peak. Like, we saw things accelerated in such a way that it shocked us, because we'd never lived through anything like this before. It shocked us out of our reverie, our nice, easygoing life. Nothing was simple anymore. So when you're exhausted, I get that. And you've got to honor it. If you're tired, I've been exhausted this whole year. So I understand what she's saying,
Yeah.
but I've had to rest. That's why I took it easy this year. I've had to rest, I've had to do things I like to do. So this is what I would say, like what you suggested too, Vivica, is do things that you like right now. Do things that bring you joy. Bring in, like if you like to read books or you like to go outside and walk, or you've always wanted a pet, you and whatever kind of pet that is, a rabbit, a dog, a cat, a horse. I mean, if you can afford it. Um, do something really special for yourself right now because you deserve it.
Yeah.
You've made it this far through all this
I'm
stuff.
getting a
And
message from Gloria, and she's saying that you're an empath. And these years that we're going and the energy that we as empath
yes.
are going through right now, unless you are protecting your energy, you are
Mm,
going to suffer. It is, truly, I'm using the word suffer because the energies are so heavy and there's a lot of it moving around and none of it is grounded. That's the problem.
yeah.
So unless we as empath take our responsibility to ground our physical bodies and to protect our energy fields and protect and do the cleansing and clearing on a regular basis, we are going to suffer. We're going to suffer the consequences of being tired and being drained and all that comes with being an
Yes.
empath. So that's
Yes.
from Gloria.
Yes.
So
She's I love that. Thank you, Gloria, because that was perfect. Because what she's bringing in is the collective energy that she's feeling. I know, like when you said, is it yours or is it someone else's? That's what the collective energy is when you're an empath, because we're all empaths here. You and I are definitely empaths.
and you
That's
have
why I
healing
have to always.
abilities. Gloria says she has healing abilities. So that
Mm-hmm.
even makes it more difficult being tired when you actually have that pure energy to heal yourself and others with that healing power. And so you're not being able to express that, that will limit yourself. You're suppressing that energy. You're actually
Mm.
allowing the negative forces to dim your light. So
To
we have,
win, to
yeah.
win, honey. They're winning. Don't let them win.
And I know
Damn
how
it,
hard,
get mad and say you're not winning. Sometimes I just
stand in
have
your
to get
power.
mad. I'm a very passionate, emotional person. So sometimes I'm a Cancer. That's part of our sign, water sign. Um, you have to get mad. Go, God damn it! I've come this far. Sorry, God, not you, but darn it, damn it, whatever it is. I am so tired of this, but you're not gonna. And yet I'm not giving up. I'm going to do what I need to do. We gave you the golden age affirmations. They do help to
Yes.
raise your vibration. That really helps. So if you can go back and look at it, we can put it out again on this, maybe when you repost it, you could put the golden age affirmations out again. So people could say them. I have to say them every day. And if you start breaking through with all kinds of nasty exhaustion coming up again, and I've been getting that myself, I have to say it again. I have to keep reminding myself we are worth the time to sit there and do these things for ourselves, because we'll do it for anybody else. And I know I'm guilty of the same thing. We'll do it for all our family members, our friends, whatever it is, but we won't always do it for ourselves. So just say, stop. This is about me now. No one can do this but you, because you are an empath and a healer. So your energy is strong. And when you start trusting that, and you start saying, okay, I can do this, it's going to happen. You're telling your cells you can do it. So when you tell your cells start believing you. Like today I wasn't feeling good, and I'm like, okay, I'm not telling my cells all the time that I'm not feeling well. I'm going to just say, I'm getting better every minute today. I'm getting better every minute. So I keep saying that. I try to fall back on that other thought. Oh, I don't feel good. Nope, change that thought. Change it. If you hear the thought, change it. It used
I
to be the
call it
same thing when I used
I
to.
call it a switch pattern. It's from the NLP. I'm certified as a coach.
Yeah, well,
So
they
this
did that
switch
same
pattern,
thing.
take it, blow it up,
Yeah,
take it and shrink it into the black and just throw it up what you're meaning. You just switch it up. That's just have an
that's
image of
right.
what you don't want and what you want, and you dim the what
And
you
if
don't
you
want and you
feel,
switch up the power of the what you want. Just do that
yes,
exercise over and over and over again. You're training your brain.
and you know what? When I was in the 12-step programs of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, they would say when you started to think you wanted to have a drink, move a muscle, change a thought. That was our saying. Move a muscle, change a thought. So if you're feeling this horrible exhaustion, go outside. Take your shoes off, put your feet in the ground. because that's going to ground you. It's going to bring you connected to nature. We say it all the time. It sounds simple, but honestly, nature is our biggest healer. If you can't do it yourself, go out and Mother Nature will support you always, always. I do. I was out in the beautiful autumn colors all weekend. It was so beautiful. It was so enriching. So these are the things we have to do. Move a
Okay.
muscle, change a thought.
So we have to wrap it up, Janet. So I want you to read the card, but before you do, I just want to show you the gratitude. I think it's as well as important to show gratitude for the what you receive. So thank you for being here and sharing your question with us. I hope you'll continue to do so because we love to be here and support you. And I think in this time, it's so important. So we want to make sure that
Absolutely.
we can help you and support you so you can stand in your power. That's why we are here. So
Yeah,
thank you.
we're getting bombarded in a huge way, and we're in the eclipse energies coming up. The eclipse energy is really about shift. We're in this, what is it? Is it the Libra moon or is it the Aries moon? I can't remember. I think it's Aries. Very strong, the new moon that just came through. Very strong. Was it Aries or Libra? I can't remember
Can
now.
you
Anyway,
make sure that you make a note of that and we can put it under the
yeah,
video when for the
we'll make
replay?
sure we remember what it is,
Yeah, so
because
people can
all this
look it up,
energy is all about shifting, and this eclipse energy is all about shifting. So that's coming up. I think
which
the
means
25th.
yeah, which
I think it's
means
coming
that
right up. October
everyone here can
25th.
shift their mindset. You can shift now the
Yes.
energy. You can shift from fear to joy.
You know what I do when I used to get those slogans from my 12-step groups? I would write them down. So move a muscle, change a thought. Write it down. Put it on your mirror. Put it in your car. Put it on your fridge, whatever place you like to look in the morning. When you go to brush your teeth, put it right in front of you. So, you have it there. Wherever you brush your hair, you put your makeup on, or whatever you do, that's it. That's the place to have it. So it just changes your thinking, because we start falling down. We always need support around us. And so putting those little thoughts around you is also support, and
Yeah.
you're doing it for yourself.
Now I'm excited to hear the
Because
card, Janet, because I think
good.
it's going to be interesting because
So,
this card is pulled for all of you watching, being here in our presence
yeah.
today in
So
this community. So this is for us. So listen up.
I
Okay.
know it's going to be hard to see. It's the spirit priestess. And it's funny because you talked about feminine energy, sovereignty, which is your power, standing in your authentic power, emissary, because we are all emissaries of light. We are here, we're messengers of light. An emissary is a messenger. And femininity, we're moving into that feminine energy, which is moving into that heart-based emotional energy. We're moving out of the thinking ego ways of being all the time into the heart-based. So what it says is an archetype of the most mystical light, the spirit priestess. I am the visionary inside of you, an oracle, a feminine counterpart of your premonitions in form, which means your things that are coming up. When you cannot see, trust. There it is. When you cannot see what's ahead of you, trust that the right thing's going to happen. I am weaving you perfectly through all dimensions. So now I'm going to read the big long one. So take a second here. Spirit priestess is the embodiment of the sovereign. The sovereign is your own empowerment, awakened divine feminine, here in her role as emissary messenger. She has heard and is answering a deep inner call to walk the path of the priestess in this world, which is exactly Eve. I know you're doing that. Anyone who's on this call is doing this, walking the path of the priestess. This is not an easy path. Anyone who's going to listen in. But she gathers strength and inspiration, knowing she is here not only for herself, she is here to heal the planet and us all, including past, present, and future generation. This takes deep inner work, confronting, clearing, healing past wounds, and forgiving. She raises the vibration of the world by offering sacred ceremony and ritual and bringing awareness of this sacred connection out into the world for all of us to benefit. Do a sacred ceremony if you want. If you write down all these things that you're angry at somebody, if you really like swear, carry on, whatever you got to say, the nastiest stuff, and then burn it. And then burn it. That is a sacred ceremony. And bring it outside and burn it. In deep connection with the forces of nature and spirit, she uses daily prayer and meditation to be in harmony with both inner and outer worlds. In this painting, which it's hard to see because our connection is so blurry today, Let's see if I can get it out here. I'm always having trouble. Yeah, it's really going to be hard to see.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I can tell you what it says. And her painting, in her left eye, her receptive eye is wide open, and that is your feminine eye, looking with innocence and curiosity out into the world. That's your feminine side, your left side. Her right eye is blended in with the foliage, which symbolizes seeing through the eyes of nature, aligned with its wisdom. So, the masculine is full of wisdom because they're always in action. They do a lot of action work. The swan in her headdress, so she has a swan in there, very hard to see right now. It represents purity and grace. The jaguar spirit, looking over her right shoulder, signifies being in her authority and acting with integrity. Well, her right shoulder is her masculine, but it's balancing her out into her divine feminine. She is also blessed with butterfly spirit and plant spirit in their healing medicines, because all of you who are healers, or not even sure if you are, I think everyone here can be a healer if they want. So the message is, the spirit priestess emerges from these cards with the message that you are a sovereign being and there is no need to play small. Have confidence and presence and move with the ease and grace of royalty. You have the power of alignment with spirit, guarding and guiding you, and you are supported and protected along every step of this sacred journey. Your role here is both as a leader and an emissary. Even though you are inspiring and activating others just by being in your natural essence, you also have many skills and abilities that you can look forward to developing further to fulfill your destiny here.
Oh,
So,
wow. Wasn't
really
that
embodied everything.
amazing from all our conversation and read this at the end? What a confirmation, people. I mean, this was a gift for all of us. I loved it.
Yeah, yeah. I have a couple of quick quotes about power.
Yeah.
So this one says, simply shine your light on the road ahead, and you are helping others to see their way out of the darkness.
Mm.
There's that. And the next one is, this is really good for Eve, especially any of you, anyone under pressure right now, any of us, well, Vivica too, all of us. Remember, diamonds are created under pressure. So hold on. It will be your time to shine soon. So I'm telling you, we're under so much pressure. We're
Yes.
getting to be those diamond lights that we're meant to be.
Yes.
Just know
And
that.
yeah.
So,
And I just
all
want
right.
to
So we're just going
mention,
to thank all the beings of light for being
yeah.
here. Go ahead.
No, I just, before we close the
Do you want
sacred
me to
space, I
finish, or
just
do you
wanted
want
to
to say?
say to the Norwegian people that make sure you're on my email list, because I am having a weekend where we're clearing. That's what we're doing. So if you're in the neighborhood, I will make sure it will be out, but make sure you're on the email list. So go to my website. I'll put yours up too, Janet, just so for people to write it down. So I know you're doing some
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
No, that there's it. There's the websites.
Well, that's my website.
Yeah.
So yes, and I wanted to ask everyone, please make sure you click the like button and subscribe to us. That really helps us, stay on this channel and to keep bringing this information to you. So please subscribe and like. We really appreciate that. So now we're going to just close the sacred circle, and remember that you can create that sacred space anytime. You can listen to this and say it anytime you want. So thank you, thank you, thank you, all beings of light who have been here for us today. Thank you for all this beautiful information you brought through. I feel very much more grounded. I feel like all of us listening have brought into this beautiful in your essence of light.
And remember,
We love you all.
dance. Love you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's dance.